What's up, guys? It's me, Tiff, and this story literally just keeps getting wilder. OpenAI has just announced their third CEO in 3 days, and it's not Sam Altman. We finally have a statement from Ilya Sutskever, who's been silent throughout all of this. And apparently Sam Altman is neither rejoining OpenAI nor starting his own new company, but is instead joining Microsoft, OpenAI's largest investor. Lastly, OpenAI's employees seem to be in revolt over Sam's termination, so many may be resigning. So let's get into it. Yesterday, Sam Altman posted a cryptic tweet holding an OpenAI guest badge with the caption, "First and last time I ever wear one of these." This obviously could have meant one of two things: that he was rejoining OpenAI so he wouldn't need a guest badge, or that he would just never step foot in OpenAI again. Well, it looks like Sam Altman is not rejoining OpenAI, and he's also not starting his own new company as many have speculated. Instead, Sam Altman will be joining Microsoft as the CEO of a new research lab. Microsoft, by the way, invested $13 billion into OpenAI and is OpenAI's largest investor. Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella wrote on X that Sam Altman's new group will operate as an independent entity within Microsoft. Nadella stated, "We're extremely excited to share the news that Sam Altman and Greg Brockman, together with colleagues, will be joining Microsoft to lead a new advanced AI research team. We look forward to moving quickly to provide them with the resources needed for their success." Sam Altman himself quote-tweeted this with the caption, "The mission continues." And Satya Nadella responded, "I'm super excited to have you join as CEO of this new group, Sam, setting a new pace for innovation. We've learned a lot over the years about how to give founders and innovators space to build independent entities and cultures within Microsoft, including GitHub, Mojang Studios, and LinkedIn, and I'm looking forward to having you do the same." As was mentioned, Greg Brockman, the former president of OpenAI, who quit in solidarity with Sam, will also be joining Microsoft. Greg Brockman stated on X, "We are going to build something new and it will be incredible. Initial leadership and more soon," and he went on to tag 3 OpenAI scientists. First, Jacob Pachaki, the director of research at OpenAI, and Chat GPT-4 lead, whose LinkedIn currently still says he's employed at OpenAI. Next, Simon Sedor, a research scientist at OpenAI, whose LinkedIn also still says he's currently still employed at OpenAI. And last, Alexander Madry, who's the head of preparedness at OpenAI and is also apparently MIT faculty but is currently on leave. Greg Brockman also tagged himself and Sam Altman. But it basically sounds like they'll be taking a lot of OpenAI's talent with them to Microsoft. More on that later because there's quite a dramatic update. OpenAI's board of directors actually put out a memo to employees last night, viewed by the New York Times, which stated that the board firmly stands by its decision as the only path to advance and defend the mission of OpenAI. Put simply, Sam's behavior and lack of transparency in his interactions with the board undermine the board's ability to effectively supervise the company in a manner it was mandated to do. The board did not cite specific incidents involving Sam Altman as cause for removal. Instead, the board claimed that Sam Altman had lost the trust of the board of directors and that removing him was necessary to preserve the board's ability to execute its responsibilities and advance the mission of the organization. They stated that it is paramount that any CEO be honest and transparent with his or her board. "We apologize for the abruptness of the process that we felt was required by the situation, but we continue to believe our actions were necessary." And this memo was signed by each of the remaining board members, Adam D'Angelo, Helen Toner, Ilya Sutskever, and Tasha Mccauley. The memo from the board then introduced the new interim CEO, Emmett Shear, again the second interim CEO that's been announced in 2 days. The memo stated, "At OpenAI, Emmett Shear, the former chief executive of Twitch, will replace Mira Murati as interim chief," and continued that Emmett Shear has a unique mix of skills, expertise, and relationships that will drive OpenAI forward. Let's take a look at this new interim CEO, Emmett Shear. Emmett was the CEO of Twitch, and it looks like he's much more aligned with the board's very cautious approach to developing AI. Interestingly, like 2 of the remaining board members, Tasha Mccauley and Helen Toner, Emmett Shear actually has ties to Effective Altruism. Obviously, Sam Bankman-Fried kind of became the face of Effective Altruism, and many of its members see advanced AI as an existential threat. In September, Emmett Shear tweeted that he's in favor of a slowdown in developing AI. He wrote, "I'm actually in favor of a pause, or rather, I'm in favor of a slowdown. We can't learn how to build safe AI without experimenting, and we can't experiment without progress, but we probably shouldn't be barreling ahead at max speed either." So again, while Sam Altman seemed to have sort of a move fast and break things mentality, it looks like Emmett Shear is much more cautious and seems to share some of the EA mentalities towards AI. Apparently, the previous interim CEO, Mira Murati, was actually Team Sam and wanted to get him back at OpenAI. According to Kara Swisher, the negotiations with Sam Altman were ongoing, and there was a noon deadline yesterday when Ilya Sutskever and his side asked for until 5 p.m. After dithering with Sam Altman and his side for a few more hours, they dropped this out of left field, introducing a new CEO, Emmett Shear, who is, and Kara Swisher says, I'm being generous here, less than impressive in comparison to the interim CEO, Mira Murati, and obviously to Sam Altman. But Mira Murati wanted Sam Altman and Greg Brockman back, which was the right move, so Mira had to go. Kara Swisher continues, remember, if OpenAI does not meet the terms of the contract, it can walk. Speaking of walking, that would be half the company tomorrow, which is an issue to follow Altman. Microsoft is very interested in Sam Altman and would dearly love him to decamp there with the troops, as would many. Others involved are perplexed by the switcheroo and blame it on the 4 board members, including Ilya, Helen Toner, Adam D'Angelo, and Tasha Mccauley, who are apparently operating without outside counsel or comms. They don't care if they get sued, said one source. Narrator, they'll get sued. The real question is, who's whispering to them behind the curtain, or is this just the truly cloddish board it seems like? I'm all for corporate governance, but this is really pretty bad, even if their intentions are to save us from the Terminator. Well, as I've mentioned, it seems that many OpenAI employees are not pleased with what's happened, and several are in revolt. More than 500 employees signed a letter to the board of directors threatening to leave unless the board resigns. The letter states that the process through which you terminated Sam Altman and removed Greg Brockman from the board has jeopardized all of our work and undermined our mission and company. Your actions have made it obvious that you are incapable of overseeing OpenAI. We are unable to work with or for people that lack competence, judgment, and care for our mission and employees. We, the undersigned, may choose to resign from OpenAI and join the newly announced Microsoft subsidiary run by Sam Altman and Greg Brockman. Microsoft has assured us that there are positions for all OpenAI employees at this new subsidiary should we choose to join. We will take this step imminently unless all current board members resign and the board appoints 2 new lead independent directors such as Brett Taylor, former CEO of Salesforce and board member of Shopify, and Will Hurd, who was previously on OpenAI's board, and reinstate Sam Altman and Greg Brockman. Funny enough, Ilya Sutskever, who's actually been blamed for Sam's ouster and is a member of the board, actually signed this letter. Shortly before the letter was released, Ilya Sutskever posted on X, I deeply regret my participation in the board's actions. I never intended to harm OpenAI. I love everything we've built together and I will do everything I can to reunite the company. Sam Altman quote tweeted this with 3 hearts, which is very big of him. Moreover, earlier today, a lot of OpenAI employees, including some who signed this letter like Mira Murati and Brad Lightcamp, have been tweeting, OpenAI is nothing without its people, and Sam Altman has been quote tweeting a lot of these with a heart. So now a lot of us are asking, are these public resignations? It's possible that a lot of these employees are basically quitting en masse in solidarity with Sam Altman. Basically, this was an absolute disaster on OpenAI's part. The company was once so promising and is now in absolute tatters. There will likely be many more resignations to come, and I will be following this story very closely because it's been like an absolute soap opera. I will keep you all updated here, so if you're interested, feel free to subscribe to me. If not, it's fine. I'm also very active on Twitter at tiffanyfong with 1_, and I guess I've just turned all my social medias into an OnlySams. By the way, I wanted to give a quick shout out to my sponsor, Aura. Aura is an identity theft and data security company that protects you from scammers and hackers by scanning the web and the dark web for your sensitive information like your emails, passwords, social security number, etc., and alerts you immediately if it finds anything and automatically requests removal for you. Aura's actually found a ton of my personal information like my passwords, home address, and phone number leaked out there on the internet, and they automatically alerted me and successfully removed a lot of that for me. So I actually pay for a monthly Aura subscription, but they're actually offering my followers a 2-week free trial at aura.com/Tiffany or using this handy little QR code right here. Personally, I think it's totally worth a try, even if just to check and see if any of your personal information has been leaked out there on the internet so that you can try to get it removed. You can obviously cancel at any time if you don't like it, but again, I love Aura and thank you so much for sponsoring this video. I love you all so very much. I'm still in New York City in a shitty hotel room, but I'm going home for Thanksgiving. So anyway, I'll keep you all posted and I love you. Goodbye.